Hi, guys. Welcome to this week's episode of Heavy Metal Tones with me, your podcast host, Tony Evans. This week's episode is I've decided to change up my plans for what I was going to record this week because I interviewed Celeste, the lead singer from Melbourne, a local Melbourne band here in Australia, Ghostseeker, for the new album Divergence. And I was so impressed by the album itself when I got to listen to it at the first few times. And then after the chat with Celeste about the concepts of the album and the music behind it. I was so taken by it that I thought, why not? Let's get this in because the album comes out on April 25th, and it's now April 15th while I'm recording this, so it's not far away from it being released. So I thought, why not? Let's have a chat to it before it comes out, and then hopefully it might whet your appetite for its release. The band has been around a little while, not very long, but a little while. They had an EP that was released in 2022, Initium Novum, which had over a million streaming downloads over across many platforms, which is pretty amazing. They were sort of Triple J Unearthed band, which is a radio station here in Australia that likes to find unique sounding underground Australian acts and promote them through radio where they would not normally be promoted. The band comes from the ashes of lots of other bands, Letters to Amara, Storm the Sky, Anyone. There's quite a few. They've been around the circuit for a little while. That's the point I'm trying to come at. They're not straight out of high school. I mean, Celeste comes from Letters to Amara. It was a five-piece alternative heavy metal band. It was female fronted. It was trying to break boundaries for female metal acts. They had influences like Architects, Wage War, Nightwish, Tonight Alive, things like that. So a really interesting sort of female powerful piece of music. A band. I've actually heard a little bit of theirs. It's actually really good stuff. It's quite punky as well. And then we have Daniel Breen, who is um, the aggressive vocals, and he's from a band called Storm the Sky, which was a atmospheric metalcore band considered prog. It had mixes of metalcore, deathcore, and even punk, dark sounding synths, and so on. They had a top 30 album in 2016, and they formed in 2012. So they're experienced musicians here. They've supported Pierce the Veil when they were over. They've also had their own headline tours across the country, and they had four albums. So again, quite a lot of history in the band there. Then we have um, the band Anyone, and Daniel Gay comes from drums there. That was an alt rock band. So this band itself is a really good mix of different styles of music, and it comes across that way in the album. So the album's called Divergence, and it's set a story. It's a concept album, uh, to a loosely framed concept album. Lyrically, it's really lush and very, very interesting. I'm going to sort of break down into the lyrics and into the music more as I always do in the second half. So please do stick around to have a listen to what I sort of think about it. I mean, they had some special guests here. They had Lonnie Heckenberg. Not only did he produce the album, but he also plays on Glow in Decay. If you don't know who he is the main face and music sound behind the band Ocean Sleeper, which is another great Melbourne-based band. So it's really nice to have friends to uh, play with and to push them. And Celeste was telling me, if you watch the interview, it will be on Metal Ruse, by the way, that this is one of the first times they've recorded. I think, if I remember rightly, conversation the studio in a studio with such sort of helpful people would be around them to create this great art, and it is a great album. The story itself is the story of AI, and it has a very dystopian vision in its lyric, and a very dystopian computerized coldness in some of its music, which is deliberate, I think, because it sort of mixes with Celeste's very beautiful voice and Daniel's really harsh vocals. And it does, for me, come across as a feel of Celeste's vocal in this has a feel like Hal from 2001: A Space Odyssey, where she's the AI voice, the ethereal voice, the voice um, that you'll hear that controls you and you want to listen to because it's so enticing. And then of course you've got Daniel's harsh vocals, which are the counterpoint, the humanity, the aggression behind that's like the help, the anger and the confusion and the sort of despair is that vocal. He does sing occasionally clean, and it's wonderful. He's got a great voice. But the mix of the two with the really modern synth-based, heavy drum, heavy, um, clean, static field aggression of the guitars, and it really does make for a real sort of Blade Runner 2001, 1984-esque sort of journey. The album itself has the tracks are Internment, The Looking Glass, Wake Up, open brackets, Imposter, close brackets, uh, Metam. I can't. This is one I found so hard to actually say. Metempsychosis. And then you have Cursed Till the End, Glow in Decay, which features Lonnie Heckenberg, Dissension, A Reverie in Atonement, Beta War, and then the last track with a prototype. Uh, and it does. It is a story, as you will find out, of man's connection with the computer and the computer taking over what we consider to be our soul. Was how I read this story in any way. How it's wanting to be human, wanting to be have warmth and passion and life, but is has no ability to do that. So therefore, it turns to sadness and anger, and feeds off the human's own emotions. This is what I get from it anyway. That I could be wrong. This is the story that I read from the amazing lyrics, and they are well written. I thank you very much, Celeste, for sending them to me so I could really dig into them prior to release day. The album itself is going to be on all formats and all streaming platforms. It's got a beautiful artwork, a very dystopian artwork, very Blade Runner, very modern computer games. You know, some of those real sort of stark, cold dystopian computer games. How often can I say dystopian? Let's find out. Anyway, there's a sort of a liminal thing about it. Is that there's a space between the cover of and the music. This liminal space where it's all ones and zeros. You know, it feels like it's a war against the ones and the zeros, and the ones and the zeros are winning. Noughts and ones and zeros. You know, it's like binary growing into computer, growing into machine code, and I don't even know what is now beyond machine code. That's as long as I last did computers, it was machine code way back in the dark ages. So it has that feel. It feels a bit Terminator 2, Terminator as well. All those kind of stories, those science fiction novels by Asimov or Arthur C. Clarke or anything like that. It's really a fascinating story. So let's let's get into it and not beat about the bush, and we'll talk about. What I'll do is I'll give you a breakdown of the music for each track, and then I'm going to give you a breakdown of the lyrical content, and it's up to you. Hope you do stay around and listen with that, because I think that's an important thing to marry the music with the lyric. But the lyric here is something I've really enjoyed deep deep diving into, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it as well, because the album itself is one of the best locally produced albums I've heard in a very very long time. It's really emotionally driven. It's really beautifully produced. The production value on it and the production actually on it, and Lonnie's work on it is sumptuous. It doesn't feel like an independent record. It doesn't feel like an album made by a band that's only made one album before. This does feel like educated, modern piece of music that the creators have been working on for a long, long time. They would, I think they've been working on it since 2022, so some time now. Now it's out in the open. Now it's out to come out and enjoy. I think everyone's going to enjoy it. Well, let's hope so. I will shut up for a moment, go and have some warm my tea up because it has gone cold, and we'll go into track for track of this brilliant album, Divergence, by up and coming metal band, modern metal, which is an interesting term. It means everything can alter something. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean it's really encompasses everything. But this up and coming band from Melbourne, which you honestly, this won't be the only time you hear their name. They're going to really go places. It is interesting, progressive, modern metal sound. Yeah, it has twinges and echoes of early 2000s, late 1990s metalcore, deathcore, progressive metal. It's got everything. It's something for everyone, and it's so atmospheric. You can almost feel the tension in each track. Anyway, let's move on to the next track. We'll move on to the next side, and we'll chat about the album. Bye for now. Enjoy the ads. If you don't want any ads, do go to Patreon Patreon. Yes, it's patreon.com/heavy metal tones. That's Patreon/heavy metal tones. No, patreon.com/heavy metal tones. Tony, get it right. And you can get for $2 Australian a month ad free listening to this particular the show that you're listening to now, and also some access to videos. I'm being slow in adding the videos up. I've only got a few of them up. They do take a long time, and there is a lot of them to do. So eventually, I'll get them all up. There's a section there where you'll see interviews for Metal Ruse, the stuff I've done for them, and then my own stuff for my show. So, and an old program that I did long, long time ago called Stairway to Hell, which was a sort of a COVID option, an idea that I sat around and did. Hope you enjoy that. I always find it hilarious to watch back at that again. Oh, I look so young. And my hair was so short. Anyway, talk to you on the other side. And let's go track for track for Ghostseeker's Divergence. Bye for now.
And now, a next-level moment from AT&T Business. Say you've sent out a gigantic shipment of pillows, and they need to be there in time for International Sleep Day. You've got AT&T 5G, so you're fully confident. But the vendor isn't responding, and International Sleep Day is tomorrow. Luckily, AT&T 5G lets you deal with any issues with ease, so the pillows will get delivered and everyone can sleep soundly, especially you. AT&T 5G requires a compatible plan and device. Coverage not available everywhere. Learn more at att.com/5G network.
Welcome back to part two. I hope you've refreshed your drink and you're sitting down comfortably, because this is an interesting journey into our our future, and what people think our future might be, and it's tumbling towards that way as we speak. I was only listening to a podcast about someone saying to me, they were saying that there was a program out there, and in fact it was offered to me. I didn't realize it was in my junk email, but they can write the script for the podcast, and they will add AI voice onto it, and so you don't actually have to speak. You just type it, and it will make it, and you give it an accent, you give it a style, and it will read it out for you. This is absolutely despicable, in my opinion, because part of the beauty of what you're doing now, listening to me talk, I know that I blabber on every week, but it's a human interaction, right? It's not about what the words I write down, so I don't script these shows because I really don't have the time. I'm very, very busy to be doing things like that. But secondly, I also find it really a little bit limiting. Yes, some of the facts may be incorrect sometimes, and I do get lost in in a bit of a tunnel of conversation. But that's what human interaction's about. That's why AI is a bit scary. Anyway, let's move on to the first track here, where we have intermediate, interminate. Sorry, internment. Come on, put my teeth back in, Tony. Internment. This is the a straight for the throat. It does not hold any punches. There's no build into this particular track. You put it on, there's no wishy-washiness, there's no softness of it, and then the sucker punch to the throat. This goes straight for it. It has really heavy futuristic rhythms. Daniel's harsh vocals jumping in and out of the mix. Celeste's clean, ethereal, beautiful voice in its angelic form is very the anti vocal to David, as I said in the first, Daniel to us, I said in the first part of the show. There's this kind of call and response that they do. It's almost like good versus bad, or the band's alter psyche in two levels. It's a really groove laden. It blends with this sort of great assault, this passion, and you get a bit of a reprieve at about 2 minutes 45 in, but only for a little bit, and then it's straight back at you. You take your breath, and then back at you with these angular, static-driven guitars. This very modern production on the bass, and it's a very uh, sharp bass sound. It's sort of attack bass sound, deep because it's bass, but it has this sort of angularity to it, and it doesn't have a soft funk to it. It's a real modern, harsh, overdriven, clean, aggressive sound, and the drums themselves are the same. They're very on point. Now, we'll the music itself, that's very straightforward, easy to understand. Now, the lyric though, for this particular track, so I feel here the lyric is saying to us that this is the start. It starts in your head, right? The imprisonment of mankind always has started in your head, in our heads. We are imprisoned daily within our minds. We do not need physical cells and physical chains and ropes to hold us down, or solid walls. Most of the time we are confined within our own heads. And the lyric here is really wonderful. It has a lovely opening stanza with, having good intentions don't really make you right. When perspective rears its head, you're ready for another fight. Increase your volume, fix your posture, show us all your might. If you had your turn of outcomes, you'd leave us paralyzed. So what they are saying there is, hey, you can shout and bluff and bluster and get tall and fight at us, because really, if you had your way, you'd control us completely. Paralyzed fear can't disguise lost time. Isn't that a lovely line? That's a line that comes in next. Paralyzed fear can't disguise lost time. It just sort of it's just saying that you can't hide your past. It's and you can't get it back either. It's disguised your lost time, and fear can do that. Fear can take away great swathes of your memory and your time because you lock it out. Outright lies, ignored cries, our demise. It's nice, isn't it? It's coming too fast now. Never thought I would ever back down. Take it all, take every part of me. So he's saying that it's all too much. It's all flowing on, like whatever's happening now is taking us over by far too quickly. Never free, always be nothing. Fake beliefs bleed your lies. Dead like the light in me. All hope's gone, no disguise. That's a lovely little stanza in there. Never free, always be nothing. There is that little phrase there, never free, always be nothing, is a motif that runs throughout the entire album. I feel on this particular one, and a lot of the lyrics there, when they're sung by Celeste or Daniel, they give you this sort of hope and despair moments. Like this is a very despair-driven song. Never free, always not be nothing. Fake beliefs bleed your lies. Get out of my head before I drop dead. So, as I said, your head is your prison. It's your prison, always will be. It's the only one who can break out of that prison really is us, you. And so what they're saying here is, get out. They're trying to push out those. This is how am I reading it? They're pushing out the lies and the emotions by pushing them into an AI or computer related system. So no longer do they have to be interned in their own mind because they're trying to give that to some other machine to do it for them. Having good intentions doesn't really make you right. If you had your turn of outcomes, you'd have us paralyzed. So, you know, I think again, it's just saying that I'm paralyzed. You will be paralyzed if you let the computer take control, but you also want it to take control because you don't want to have that feeling. You want to stay away from that feeling. Again, that's how I'm reading it, and it's a brilliant look at the space that we live in the human corporeal self, out the outside of the ones and zeros in the computer world. That carries on with the lyric, life without autonomy is bringing out the worst in me. No, it's not an anomaly. I find it really bothering. Trapped in a room with the gloom I've held on for far too long, feeling time pass by. I'm already gone. So, saying that life without autonomy. So even though he doesn't, they don't want to be in the AI world, they're also needing to be there because it's a sort of toxic relationship, I think. And because in that darkened room, is that Celeste and Daniel's minds, the character's mind that's going through this story, or is it a literal room? I mean, computers are often done in dark rooms, and they're not. Never free, always be nothing. Fake beliefs, bleed your lies, dead like the light in me. All hope's gone, no disguise. Never free, always be nothing. Looking back on a time that's frozen still, living broken by guilt, and now I just need to feel. Now I'd like just to feel. So again, paralyzed fear can't disguise. So that again, that I think they're saying that we're putting all our eggs. This character's putting all their eggs into being in the future and selling their physical soul and corporeal body for life, for everlasting life in the computer ether. But it bothers them because they it's fake. There is no future in there. But then when they think about without being the autonomy, it also hurts as well. Brilliant. That's one of my favorite tracks on the album. And then we get Looking Glass, The Looking Glass, which is track two. What did I say about The Looking Glass? I said it opens with straight into a dystopian musical view. I said dystopian again. Drink musical vision of the band. It's blended very heavy with it, but also with a delicate of beauty and a subtle synth in the background. With the vocals of Celeste and Daniel, it really do come together in a push and pull of tug of war. The production on the album here is so modern and so fresh that it's really interesting to hear the almost computer style cleanliness of the output. It goes well with the subject matter. It's almost alive. The album. It feels intensely dark, operatic, and the orchestration here is some of Celeste's best work. It's quite caustic and breathtaking musically. Now, lyrically, it says, I see it, I breathe it. Dear loneliness keeps screaming. I need it, I breathe it. This empty heart keeps beating. A fork in the road, which way do I go? Between the stars, a grinner snarks. Oh, that's a great line, isn't it? I mean, you sit down and write that line, between the stars, a grinner snarks. That's just, um, it's lovely. Well, what that you only will know, then it goes. Direction is key. This you will see, unless you wish to wander aimlessly. So again, I think this is the AI. This is the Celeste character talking to Daniel and to the character, saying, "Hey, you want to wander lonely? Lonely? Come, Look into your future. Look where it is. If you come here, you'll have direction and no longer feel emotion because what I have is emotionless. Frozen forever, trapped in this so sound of mind, forever hopeless, lost, life knows no end, that makes her mad here. I see it, I breathe it. Dear loneliness keeps screaming. I need it, I breathe it. This empty heart keeps beating. Um, isn't that wonderful? I see it, I breathe it. Dear loneliness keeps screaming. I need it, I breathe it. This empty heart keeps beating. Again, it's this the empty shell of humanity fighting the desire to no longer have a body that decays and a mind that gets grey and fuzzy and disappears with dementia and Alzheimer's, but a brain that stays sharp forever, looking through the looking glass, very much like Alice. You're looking for a different place to be someone else, but not really wanting to be there. It doesn't matter this you'll see, this you'll see. I only speak in honesty. Well, that's right. Computers, again, and they can only speak in honesty. They cannot lie because they have no emotion to lie with. Um, which path it is yours to come won't clear up your mystery until you find desires of your mind cover them like gold. Stop washing, just stop wasting all your time. It's just yeah. Lyrically, these songs are just superb. Again, it's all about. There's a lot of loneliness in this album, a lot of soulfulness, a lot of angst. And I think that the writers of the songs in this, Celeste Daniel and the band, are feeling they're of an age. They have, probably have young children, and they're an age where the future is uncertain. You know, when we were kids, a man of my age in the 70s, it was quite straightforward. Everything was a manual world. The world was manual. It wasn't until the 80s, mid 80s, early 90s that everything started to become in the realms of cyber. And I think this is that kind of uh, song. It's saying, you know, loneliness, and a lot of people feel lonely. A lot of people feel emotionally desperate and misaligned with humanity, and they do find themselves linked into a world of fakeness and computer generated imagery and non-emotional platforms because they don't have to express themselves, or those people they express to are not going to judge them because these are just numbers, ones and zeros on the other end. You know, they've got lyrics like madness, madness, I'm falling into madness, descending into madness, hoping that it passes, take me into insanity. Glass streams bury me. Lovely. I see it, I breathe it. Dear loneliness keeps screaming. I need it, I breathe it. This empty heart keeps beating. It's just what it's just so musical. Reality where logic is reserved. Every day wishing I could wake up from this curse. I see it, I breathe it. Dear loneliness keeps screaming. See, so it, they like Alice falling through the looking glass, like Alice seeing the other side, or like if you want to be a Harry Potter person, the mirror of Erised, seeing things that they want to see but not necessarily there, and being trapped in that world once they're there, because then they get addicted to images that make them feel good, that tickle their um, pineal glands and their endorphin releases, and suddenly you're not middle child of a family that has sadly probably feeling making you feeling disenfranchised and at school and in your your choice of music and art you feel an outsider. We've all been there. I know I was, and this feels like that they're just trying to quell the balance between their reality, their human reality, and their computer future, you know. And then we get Wake Up, Imposter. This is a brooding, it's probably the heaviest track so far on the album. It's really brooding, has a real bouncy feel, like one of those sort of 2000, early 2000 bouncing kind of tracks. It opens, it smashes you right in the ears, you know. Daniel just smashes you hard. He's like pinning against the wall with his anger and his disenfranchisement. And then Celeste's soothing, terrifying, almost Galadriel like vocal. Um, it calms you. It's a salve. It helps to heal the wounds that have been thrown upon you in this sort of static, brutalesque, Blade Runner kind of music. And I've written in Riddler letters attack, 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 and it flows like that way until about 2 minutes 52, when you get a healing balm, a salve to heal the puncture wounds that have come uh, from the attack by Dan, but and the band. But it doesn't stop there. It comes back and starts to smash you again. The lyric here: imposter, wake up. Every day's the same. Wake up. Can't stop feeling this way. Wake up. Just another day feeling from within. That's very, very poignant. That in waking in the wrong skin, it gets so crippling, battling myself again, pressured by time, then I will just wake up. So there is that automaton thing. That is that not happy in your body and your skin, not happy in your mental state, and so you don't want to wake, but you want to be in that 24/7 digital world. Dead lies, seraphim disguise. It's lovely. That's a beautiful play on words. Dead lies, seraphim disguise. Deceivers never shine bright. Purify your light to burn again. Tear my skin, find life within. Now, that sadly is probably to do with self harm, someone harming themselves to keep themselves feel the physical, corporeal life, their body, their pain, which keeps them. It makes them think that they are alive, and maybe sort of fights against the machine that's taking over their lives in this world that this person lives in, because pain machines don't feel pain, but humans and animals do. Tear my skin, find me within. Holiness disguised to bleed again. Imposter. It's agonizing because I know it's in my head. Agonizing. There's nothing that has led me to believe that I should be hiding from this stranger I don't recognize. So looking in the mirror again. Looking glass, right? Reflect back from looking glass. It's a stranger, an imposter. You know, wake up. And his physical or her physical self, in this case maybe Daniel's physical self as his character, is telling himself wake up, while Celeste's beautiful, hypnotic sort of waif-like charms, like on the like the wraiths that pull you into the oceans in the Greek mythology. It's pulling you into this. You think this is beautiful. Well, this I want to go there. This sounds beautiful and angelic, and she's so beautiful. I need to go into this world. But all you're finding in there is dead lies, right? Seraphim's disguise. So dead lies and angels disguises. That's just purify your light to burn again. Just brilliant. Really, really amazing. Find life within dead lies. Wake up, everything will be just fine. Unwind your mind. You'll find it. Just keep trying. So wake up. Look beyond the zeros and ones. Look beyond the sadness and the veil of darkness over your eyes and light, and you will find it. You will find it. Seraphim disguise, deceivers never shine bright. Purify your light to burn again. Just brilliant. It's agonizing because I know it's in my head. Agonizing. When will I wake up? When will that person, the protagonist, wake up from their journey into the world of computer, or wake up from their own selves to see that they don't need uh, material aids to keep them from having a wonderful life and living life in the moment and not wanting to always be 16 and never change. Will they wake up? So the story so far, trapped in their minds, looking through the glass to see the other side of the coin, the story. How to destroy too many metaphors in one line. I just did it. And then, hopefully waking up to see, am I that? Who's the imposter I'm looking at in the mirror? Is it me, or is it the AI that's taking over me? All right. This is very reminiscent for me of Tommy, of the Who's Tommy. It has a real sort of. messianic undertone to it, which I find fascinating. And then we get metapsychosis. Metapsychosis. I mean, says it all, really, isn't it? Meta obviously is the meta world, the computer world, the other world, and the psychosis that brings with it. Watch me rise. This is the computer talking, right? This is when Celeste. Do I consider the computer? I might be wrong. I mean, like I said, it could be that Daniel is the computer and that Celeste. Read it any way you wish to read it. It's the way I read it. The ashes are a form not fitting, feeling worthy of a new beginning. Ah, just brilliant. There's something inside that says, "Open your eyes, abandon disguise." These hollow dreams keep calling. My hope deceives in silence. Don't make me believe that you'd forsaken me. Remedy, sorrow fades. Faults run deep. Forsake me, forsaken dreams. So, this is the spiral into madness of a person going from the physical realm into a fully digital realm whose life is becoming taken over by a fake identity. Remedy, sorrow fades, faults run deep, forsake me, forsaken dreams. Blinded eyes, could you show me the way? Never to keep, yet it's all that remains. Burn so bright like we're born in the flames. Drag me deep within the lies you bury. Never light, never new light, so the darkness decays. Never to keep like the heart that remains, burn so bright. This is beautiful poetry, beautiful prose here. And as I said, it's a leitmotif following through this sort of this sadness of innocence of humanity being taken over by the coldness of the computer world. Blinded eyes, could you show me the way? That's a real Tommy feel, doesn't it? You know, uh, that means that those that can't see can often see, right? So those that can't see have extra sensory smell. They know where they're going. They can see beyond the fakeness of the images shown to you by the computer world, because a lot of it now is fake. So you said, blinded eyes show me the way. It means I don't want to look at what you're showing me. Show me reality. Drag me deep within the lies you bury. Uh, it's saying that take me into the heart of the machine. I'm going to find the truth. Burn so bright. We were meant for the flames. Drag me deep with all your lies you bury. So, we're going in. There's no choice. I have no choice. We're being dragged in, and then the computer saying, "Watch me rise." Now, is that the human aspect saying, "Now I'm part computer. Now I'm part human. Watch me rise and become the time of the machines." Dead memories still calling, drowned out the screens. So there's still a little bit of humanity left in this protagonist. Don't make me believe hope could forget me. Blinded eyes, could you show me the way never to keep? Yet it's all that remains. It's just a brilliant story that if you have to listen to several times to get it. You might hear different stories each time. I just think this is what I'm getting. Bring forth the closing of the day. Just dramatic. Drag me deep. Sorry, bring forth the closing of the day. It's all I have to say. My old self withering away. So the old self is dying. The human corporeal body is dying. Welcome to the new consciousness. It's very much like Long Live the New Flesh, the Videodrome, but movie by Cohen, not Cohen. Oh my God, what am I talking about? Tony Cronenberg, David Cronenberg. Yeah, it's very much like the Cronenberg sort of story where the machine's taken over the physicality, but it's also uh, an illusion. It's such an illusion. Blinded eyes could show me the way, never keep yet. It's all that remains. See, this repeats itself in that wonderful lyric. Brilliant. And then we move on to track 5, which is Cursed Till the End. It has a very stark musical feel to it. The motif here follows through the album as it has done, angular and destructive, a wet, almost saturated metal feel with a sort of very heavy distortion of guitars, the use of light vocals, and the brutality of the vocal line threatens you in such a way, but it also brings your emotion out in you in a way that it's yet you get whiplash. It's like back and forth, back and forth. It's such a solid track, this one. Curse till the end. Bless this wasteland is the opening line. So they're now, right? They're in love. They're beyond help. They're into this full uh, digital, non-analog world, this non-physical bodied world. Burn me up in the darkness, forget lust for the nameless, always trust in the falling of the earth. Do we speak in whispers, blessed to love this hell? Hypocrisy for us to see, divide them all, they won't be free. Broken are our memories, cursed to lose ourselves. Hypocrisy for us to see, divide them all, they won't be free. Again, that is a great lyric. That is saying, for me, it's saying that you will no longer feel love and lust. We've broken you. We're taking your memories. We're going to comp, I can't say it. We're going to put it into compartments. That's what I'm trying to say. Blah, 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 blah. We're going to put it into compartments, and we're going to rule you. We're going to keep you in this pool of darkness. You can try and keep the fires alight, but the ashes will just fall, and they will cool eventually. We are all mourning the heartless. We're all chased by the darkness. Keep calling, keep calling. We are cursed till the end. They have no what they have created. They are sowing. Unfortunately, they're calling. All cursed to the end. Bless this wasteland. So they have to take on. They have to now love where they are. They have to be. They're almost brainwashed by the computer to say, "You now love this. You are cursed, but you now will be part of the machine." There was a brilliant short story by Herschel, not Herschel Gordon Lewis, is directed by H.P. Lovecraft called From Beyond. It's about 4 pages, not long. They made a movie of it in the 80s, which had nothing to do with the story, but it's a very similar thing. It's about someone that makes this vibration, this machine to see beyond the veil, and there are creatures that live beyond the veil, awful, destructive, horrible, dangerous, soul-destroying creatures. Yet the scientist so much wants to be amongst them that he gets consumed by them, and then he comes back and preys on the scientist who follows him, and it has that kind of feel in this album and this song. Prayers still fall on deaf ears, so they no one's listening. We bought into this hell. It's too hard to see exactly what's happening. They pay for it. They're there. They're part of it. They want it. Their choice, and it's they're cursed till the end. There is no way out from this. Are we mourning the heartless, always chased by darkness? Keep calling, keep calling. Brilliant. And then you have death be a fate not mine, but much less cruel. Bless the martyr high, struck down by rule. Keep these fires bright, lest as ashes fall. We be free, knowing life will be the jewel. So what does it say? Death be a fate not mine. So it can't be his now. He's computerized. She now has him. They are both now immortal, but less cruel, right? Okay. Is it less cruel? They're immortal, but they have no feeling. Bless the martyr high, struck down by the rule. Right. So, you're looking for that future and looking into that space and want to be that space because you don't want to be you anymore. Yet you are struck down by the rule of that martyr who could be you, who is the people who go before you that are no longer full of emotions. Be free, knowing life will be the jewel. So you know that getting away from it and breaking the chains of this prison, as we said, this internment, either your mind or the computer, you'll be free. And being free from this is the jewel. It's what you want to be. It's what we all attain to be. But using machinery and computers is not the way, unfortunately, in this story. And then we get track 6. We've got Glowing Decay featuring Lonnie Hickenberg. Here we get a break from the relentless onslaught of the blast beats and the aggressive guitars and heavy vocals, but still heavy with a more pop sensibility. It's got a sort of Lonnie's influence here with Celeste and Lonnie is really quite beautiful. It's like a real Romeo and Juliet vocal exchange. It's sort of the signature. What I feel the Ghost Seeker is this sort of Romeo and Juliet feel. It has the drums here are really on show. The bass and drums here are really on show. I feel they're very on point, mixed forward. It's a more drum-driven track. And if you're looking for a friendly track, and I hate that term, this is probably going to be the one you would pick. Um, Now, it's just because it has this light motif does not mean that it's light by any means. Um, Get lost in our ashes. Again, it's this constantly about the the burning of humanity and the phoenix of AI flying from those flames. I could drown in your rain. Right? Again, as I said, very whenever you think of Blade Runner, it always feels wet as a movie for me. It's always raining in that. You know that wonderful speech um, by um, Rutger Hauer. That wonderful speech is in the rain on the rooftops. I won't quote it here, but you know it. If you don't know it, go look for it. This feels like it is meant to be a background to this speech, this song. Spent too long in darkness, I'll get burnt by the rays. So, now they're saying if I leave this darkened space and I break out of this prison and head into the light, I'm only gonna get burnt because I've left it too long. So long fall apart. Who knows who we are? So long fall apart. We will be found again. All I know is that we bloom in dark and glow in decay. All I hold is that light could never show me the way. So that is the dark side of this message. That is the when this is sung, it's saying it's the darkness, the computer of the mind, the and the vastness saying, we bloom here. Like they say, the devil is born of darkness, right? This feels like that. They're saying this is where we are. This is where we grow. This is what we do. If you leave us, we'll always be here growing because this is where we are. Don't make me do this. I don't. I want it. And then they're saying, don't leave. I want it to hurt. I drown in the pieces that brought me to us. So they want to feel the pain. If I fall enough, I would make it. If I fall enough, would it make it up? Did I burn it all again to abandon us? So this is where I said it's quite a light motif track. It's the human aspect. It's saying these sounds like two humans talking. I want to feel pain because it means I'm with you. It's a more human response. I want it to hurt. If it doesn't hurt, I'm only a mechanical machine. It's just on off. It's just a matter of switches. Did it burn it all again? Did I burn it all again to abandon us? Do I destroy it again so I can leave? Because you're here, but if I leave, you won't come with me. You're all I ever wanted. In my dreams, make me filthy, make me sick, make me cry in pain. I'm loving it. So, this is sort of saying, look, hey, look, I've now been so whitewashed, so brainwashed that I feel passion and sexual arousing, and I feel love in this cyber world, and you've made me that way now. I'm captivated. It's so long fall apart, lost you in my head again. So long fall apart, your voice, I'm captivated. She's got him. The siren has got him. Has got her man. There is no going back, and there's now a glow in decay. The world is falling apart. His body is decaying. And AI and the computer is taken over. But he's now loving it. It's now the Stockholm syndrome aspect of this album. All I know is that we bloom in the dark and we glow in decay. All I hold is that the light could never show me the way. So he's now saying, look, hey, I've done. I'm gone. I don't believe that the goodness of the world and the human spirit could show me where to go. This is the only way to go. He's completely brainwashed. I drown in the pieces that brought me to us. If I fall enough, would it make it up? Did I burn it all again to abandon us? Round and round we play these games. It sounds like everything is deja vu. What we have found, backtrack. History repeats itself. Not that I want anyone else. So I mean, this is a lot in its strange kind of way. This is a love song. This is a love song to the computer, to the ether. That I want you. I need you. You can't go away. We started in darkness inside the box that's on my desk, or in my phone, or now implied in my head. Whenever this is set. And I have now come so complicitly in love with you, and that I can't go back to the human world. You know, you were all I ever wanted. My in my dreams, you know, make me filthy, make me sick, make me cry in pain. You know, I'm loving it. Yeah, it's quite a horrible song in a beautiful way, actually. And then we get on to track seven, Dissension. This one is another slightly more relaxed track. It bounces off Glow in Decay. The opening brings us the full talent of Celeste and Daniel's abilities on full show. Delicate, dark, soulful, modern, sensual. The synths that twinkle in the background that fill the space between the liminal space between the soulful lyrics is a thing of beauty, you know. But it also has an angularity to it, and a buzzsaw bounce that the guitar and bass drums really drive along. So this is not a light number; it's just lighter. Dissension. Right, dissension. Eternal draped in make believe, enamored by the misery lately. Cloaked in hope, deceiving me, we will drown like all our saviours. God, that's dark. That's so dark. Eternal draped in make believe. So they're continually because in the computer world you can be whatever you want. So eternally living in fantasy in the AI, enamored by the misery. So they're loving it. They're the Schadenfreude of it. They're enjoying that cloaked in hope. So they have the hope, but being deceived. Um, it just they can't get out of the deceiving, even though they're cloaked. They have a hope that's there. Will we drown? We will drown like our saviors. So the people there that have tried in the past to live normal lives have gone on in their vision to lie to just fall apart. Lead me through the evergreen. Won't take my mind. Won't you take my hand? Put your trust in me. Wake me from serenity. Let me be in the light that leads. This is Celeste. This is the lies that are being told by the computer. Come with me. You know, cross the veil. I'll be here. Will you fade with me? Somber sleep leaves no meaning. Our souls weep. So you know, let your body go and fully be controlled by the AI world. You know, our soul sweep has light lost me again. So, you know, they know that they're sorrowful. They know that there's a sadness coming, but they have no choice. They cannot now turn back. Temporary bliss deceives. So, you know, that endorphin hit of being amongst your online community that makes you feel that you are one, even though you are not. You know, hopeless souls consumed by what was plaguing me, hopeless souls to burn away. Did we drown out all our saviours? Yeah. Lead me through the evergreen. Won't you take my hand? Put your trust in me. Wake me from serenity. Let me be the light that leads. It's such a great lyric. This is one of the best lyrical albums I've heard in a many a long time. You know that that's part of the show here that we break down lyrics. I do love lyrics in music, and the music itself is wonderful, but this lyric is just so perfect for the album. Will you fade with me? Somber sleep leaves no meaning. So you know your body is gone. Your sleep means nothing. But if you are in the computer and with me here with the noughts and ones and the algorithms, then you will always be forever together. You know, there's a great section here. It says, "Turn around the knife, take it to your old life, leave it all behind. We're searching for the new high, something sustainable. We won't be miserable. Take to control once more." So it's saying, leave this world, take your own take your life, move forward, and be one with the non-physical body into the 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 nuts and bolts, plastic wires, and chips and chipsets and algorithms of the computer world. Break the grip, don't hold on. A new life become of follow me, let me be the light that leads. See, I'm taking you, you've got no choice, you're now coming with me. And then the protagonist says, our souls weep, has light lost me again? Because they, even though they're going that way, it's a very Dantenian story. It does a real feel of the of Dante's journey uh, to the in the seven levels of hell, the lost of hope. They know that the hope lies above, but the hope really is no longer. It's just round about. You cannot get it anymore. It's out of your grasp. You have no hands to physically grab with that. You are now just a waveform. Something sustainable won't be miserable. Take time to control. And then we move on to 8. I mean, that's one of my favorite tracks on the album. One, a brilliant lyric. So they've definitely now gone. They're taking their body has disappeared, and now they are fully in. And we get a reverie in atonement. That's a really, um, really great line, name for a track. All of over here. For the first time on this album, we get dancing in a clean voice here. And I think this is because now he's no longer angry. There's anger, but he's given in. He's now in. He's in. I'm in for it. Penny for a pound. I'm there. Can't do anything about it. And it shows he can really emote vocally. He's got a great vocal line and soulful and very tender. It's a fabulous mix and it fabulously links on with the previous track with both of them, Celeste and Dan, on balladesque kind of songs. It takes ballads to a different level. It's very reminds me of early 90s and 2000s. Pardon me. Just gonna get a drink of tea. Mm. It's quite soft, but yet also very heavy, dark and light. It actually gave me a shiver, physically a shiver, listening to it musically. Something I've never seen, couldn't stop the takeover. Assured again, this will be forever. Even though I don't know what I think, just hold to follow blind into this forever. Don't I plead? I'll be all that you desire. So he's saying that I've seen it now, it's there. We can't stop it. We're here. The march of the machines has taken on. Don't I plead? I'll be there. I'll be all you desire, she's saying. I'll be everything you need. Just don't. I plead. I'll be there, your desire. I'll be everything you need. Reverie, blackened dreams, false love you sold me. So he's going, well, no, no, hang on. What you're telling me now is fantasy. I don't believe any of this. This is, and he says, false love you sold me, sown secrets suffocate. So I'm now, I want out. I want back to where I was. I want to feel the earth under my feet, the sun on my face, and the cold sting of the human pain. Right? Death's hand wilts. All you need in me, reverie, dead to me. Your secrets killing me slowly. Kill slowly. Lost in the fantasy promise, die with your dreams. Lost in the make believe, is all hope dead. It's such a fright stepping out on your own into the unknown. Brilliant. Losing grip on everything you need to call us to call home. These days it's so hard to feel you're not alone. With a burden of your back, you feel you can't atone. This fight we hold, give back the old. So we can't fight, can't fix ourselves, we can't turn our sins, we can't get back, but give us it back the old. I want to be back, I want to go back. Fit into what they call living, or is it life you'll be giving? So just living, right, it's not always life, right? Living life is two different things, living and being alive. And living life and having life. And he's saying that, I want to go back. And then it repeats 4 times, all hope is dead. Really, it's like, no, you're not going back. You've lost it. Reverie, blackened dreams, false love, you sold me. You told me one thing and you'll suffocate me with another. This fight, we're told, we're giving back the old, fit into what they're calling. It's your life, your giving. And I think that they're now fighting to get back. Maybe they win. Does our protagonist make it beyond the darkened corridors of the silicon lines of a chip? Does it get beyond that? Do they get out? I don't know. We move on to the to better war or beta war. This is an energy. This is every. This is everything goes in this most energetic song. It's everything goes here. It's really just a free for all musically. You get stuff coming in the left ear. You got stuff attacking in the right ear. You got keyboards coming in, sweeping drums, sharp, crisp, and on point guitars. Vocals are on pitch as always. The music itself, I reckon, as I said to Celeste, this would be one of my favorite tracks in the album. I think it'd be amazing to see live. uh, Faceless like lost leaders, broken and defeated, poisoned minds, unmasked lies through dead eyes, faded with the wind. That's just beautiful. If I wrote that, I'd probably never write this. I'm just so proud of that. Faceless like the lost leaders, broken and defeated. So, the world is taken over. It's not just you now, man. It's not just me, the one man in front of his uh, monitor screen or in front of his phone. The world has been taken, bound by chains. It was the thought that they could caught me out. Now I'm the one on display. All eyes judge my crime. So now I am part of the machine, like Tron, like Lawnmower Man. I am part of the machine. I am the one they look at. I am the one they judge. We are bound by our beliefs. We see the end, cursed never to see. So because they're eternal, they can and they have the mind of a hive mind with the computer. They can see what's coming and where it will end. Like our hope never left, trapped here endlessly, we'll start again. Bound by our beliefs, like our hope never left. So they have to try and make what is of what they have, and this is it. Saved by lies, they feed us. False hope bleeds beneath us. So to me, this sounds like they've broken out. They're breaking out, saved by the lies they fed us. You lied to us so much that we see the lies, and the false hope that you give um, is bleeding out. So we're getting out of it. Our master lies through the dead eyes, blessed by every sin. Long lost names, so people we forgot, memories we forgot that were trapped and lost, all forgotten when the brains are rotten, feeding dependency just to feel some control. So they're saying, hey, we're not going to lose our memories. We're not going to lose the brain matter that's in there that bounds us by our beliefs, as it says in the lyric. We'll see the end, cursed never to see, like a hope never left, trapped here endlessly. So, they're saying we're trapped, but I don't know, are we going to get out? Should we get away? Are we going to get away? Blessed with a curse to be lost in despair, time paralyzed our souls, cursed by the fear, never. Bound by beliefs, never. So, they're bound by their beliefs that humanity will always win, but they are fighting a war that they may not win because their memories will fade, but the computer's ones will never. And then we come on to the very last track on the album, the prototype. It's a real throwback to early 2000s metal here. The pardon me, Daniel's opening vocal is and guitar combo with Celeste's soulful lyric it's like the future of metal. It has a real cold, soulless computer feel to it. It has a real 2001 HAL computer feel here. It really pulls you in. It really controls you sonically, but at 2 minutes 15, it pulls you into this void. It almost feels like you're drowning in a river of zeros and ones. It's a brilliant way to end the album. It really truly is. It's modern metal at its best. It gets under your skin. It creeps. It makes your hair stand on my arms stand on end particularly. It's a real album, unique album, and I really like the story that I get from it. And this is the beauty about all lyrical content. What they sat down and wrote doesn't necessarily mean what you will sit down and hear. And I might re-listen to this album again in 6 weeks' time and feel a different story uh, attached to it. But it is just becoming one of the best lyrical outputs I've heard in a decade. It's a stunning lyrical album. the prototype. With each new day upon the feet, becoming obsolete. So with each new day that you're no longer using your body, it is the human species is falling. Further is the center where each side has to meet. Right. So we are dragging apart but colliding together in such a speed between human and machine. Just a drop of arrogance in a sea of gold. Call it willful negligence. Listen when we're told prototype life, feeble, weak mind, late fade decide, digital lies we were sold. So just drop of arrogance. Hey, we thought as humans it was going to be, yeah, we got this. And a call within willful negligence. We did not do our due diligence. And now, listen, when we are told we are the prototype of life, so we no longer, as a human species, are life, but the new mixture of man and machine is now life. Robocop, if you know, if it has as you would have it. It's not what it seems. It's just distorted dreams. And then she's saying, no, no, you're dreaming this. You really are still human. This is something inside your head. I see the same damn things. Why weren't you listening? I won't I won't back down, won't hit the ground. I see the same damn things. Why weren't you listening? So he's saying, you weren't listening to me. I told you this was to other people. This is going to fail. We're going to become taken over. It's fear in itself. Grinding of the gears will only amplify in the coming years. It's got me terrified. So it's saying that even if you stop the progress right now, it's still going to come. It's on the horizon, and the protagonist is terrified that it's going to come, and we can see it coming. Even though you're man, part machine, it's is it a fool's thought to question that this all knowledge should be sought? So again, you know, the human condition is to always look for new knowledge. Star Trek wise, always going to different boundaries to push the mind. But a computer doesn't do that. Knowledge is instant. It's always there. They can see it, they can feel it. It's within their very core. Um, I just don't sell your soul. You say, look, don't jump in. Don't sell your soul and become this computer. Be human. By weight of the devil's gold, prepare now for the apocalypse. So this character that Dan's portraying, who's now being pulled almost completely into this half man, half machine, knows that the end is coming. Don't be fooled. Use your intelligence. It's just distorted dreams. I see the same damn things. So repeat it again. Grinding the gears will only amplify in the coming years. It's got me terrified. But then, we end the album on this wonderful lyrical line. Blindly fighting the fate we choose when the worlds collide, fate decides. Let death consume, slow dying, the fate we always knew. Silence of eternity in death, it wilts a part of you. It's we're done. Yeah, done. Put a fork in me. Fate has decided that we have collided these two worlds of the corporeal, flesh-like body and the cold, synthetic alleyways of um, chips and computer circuitry and wires. And yeah, where does it go from here? I'd love to know what you think when you listen to this album and read these lyrics. And I really highly recommend that you do read the lyrics as you hear the music. It was a privilege that I got to do it, and I'm really, really proud that I did. And honestly, it really made the album. The music itself is wonderful. You could strip the singing out of it, and it would still be a great album. But there's something about Celeste's voice and Dan's voices and the characters which they portray within this album that really makes it something of a special concept album. Very few concept albums now have a strong direction, or they're all something so obvious that's to us in humanity. A lot of it is very fanciful. Nothing mentioned here is fanciful. All could happen, and all might still happen in our alternate future. You never know. Anyway, brilliant album, brilliant band. Please go get to see them live. They're doing a small Australian tour if you get a chance to. If not, on the 25th of April, all streaming platforms, listen to it, read the lyrics, and you'll find yourself um, in a whole world of wonder. And do come back to the show and listen to the tracks, and then listen to my conceptual ideas of the lyrics and see if you match you. I mean, hopefully it does. That's part of the fun of all this sort of thing. Anyway, thanks for chatting. I've really enjoyed doing this episode. It's one of my favorite ones so far. Uh, Keep it real, keep safe. I know it's a long one, but hey, I could not squash this one down for the life of me. So, bye for now. See you on the other side. Catch ya.